Kelli is her name. She's appeared in a variety of adult magazines such as Hustler, Player, High Society, and the like. And she has some very strong opinions about the role of African Americans in the industry. And that
point in, this is according to William Margold. William Margold is considered to be the spokesman of the adult video industry. William Margold in 1983, I believe, or 84, made the first all-black video called Hot Chocolate. And I asked Bill, Bill, how did that sell? He says, oh, it sold great. It sold like 18,000 copies. It was really good. And he said, because it wasn't marketed to blacks, he says, oh, absolutely not. I wouldn't make a dime if I marketed it to blacks. It's marketed to whites. And I asked him why. He says, oh, because it's an oddity. It's curiosity. White people like seeing, always want to see black people having sex. And, so I presented that. And then I asked him, well, in that video, I felt very uncomfortable with it because it was racist. You had...
The dialogue is hideous.
It's hideous. People calling each other the N-word. I won't say it on the air. I asked him, Bill, why did you do this? He says, well, because me, my wife hates blacks, and sometimes I'm not too crazy about them either. He says, and I said, well, okay. See, I like the fact that Bill was very honest with me. It's geared for the white male audience. White men like seeing white men with black women, and they also like seeing the very stereotypical stuff, particularly in the beginning. In the beginning, we had really outrageous racist videos. We had things like black bimbos in heat. We had things like, there was one called Soul Holes.
Let me tell you about Black Chicks.
Let me tell you about Black Chicks. Let me tell you about Black Chicks. It's a very important film.
Worst.
A very important film to speak about. In that film, you had was it two or three?
Two white men.
Yeah, two men dressed in Ku Klux Klan outfits, having sex with a black woman named Sahara.
Yes. Yeah. And I never would do that. Yeah. Never. And I never have.
Angel Kelli is the biggest star the industry has ever produced. When people think about black adult star, it's Angel Kelli. She controlled the 80s, absolutely dominated the 80s. And she knows everything about the business. Anything you have to ask about the business, Angel Kelli knows. So Angel Kelli has gone through the entire cycle.
Say something, even though he may say that Angel Kelli is supposedly, and I say supposedly, the big star of the 80s, I've never been acknowledged for that.
By the industry as well?
By the industry in any way, shape, or form about anything.
Is it because you're black?
I think so.
Have you been exploited?
I think so.
And that's why you're angry?
Yes, because I came into the scene, my timing of getting into the business was right when interracial was the thing, and I was the first black to be used in all white videos. And all of a sudden, I was the only one for a long time, even though there was Jeannie Pepper and there was Ebony Eyes, and Sahara stuck around for a little while, and then she said, forget it, it's not worth it, and then Sade came around and Nina DePonk, and by that time I had already made 100 videos. So then using a black and an all-white video was, oh, it's acceptable, everybody likes it, we make lots of money. So.
And you didn't make any of that money, or not a big portion of the money?
I just got paid that one time, and I think I probably would be all right if I could just be acknowledged for the work that I've done. And I've seen them take white girls that are absolute bimbos out of their minds and win awards, and I'm like, what?
Wonderful. But I hear that there's a part of this industry that is very dangerous.
Yes.
That people can get killed being involved in this industry, or at the least hurt. So
more or less die of AIDS. Having John Holmes die of AIDS was one of the most terrifying things to happen to this industry. And from that point on, just only when he died did they start making it more or less mandatory for people to get tested. And when I began the Pink Ladies, this is one of the things that I taught.
Tell them what the Pink Ladies is all about.
It's a support group of the ladies in the adult industry. I started it about 2 years ago with my friends Portia Lynn and Nina Hartley. And we tell the ladies, okay, why don't you demand when you go on the set that you want to see the proof that this person's been tested for AIDS? Have your actors tested for AIDS, actresses tested for AIDS. You get yourself tested. Make sure that you're okay, so.
I'll get into that, but first let me just explain something about censorship. The business is a meat grinder industry. I mean, it's a really tough industry. And a lot of people have called for censorship of the material and so forth and so on. But that is a bad idea. although the intentions are good in a way, but it's a bad idea because that'll just make it harder for the women. That doesn't mean, just because you ban it doesn't mean that men and women are not going to do adult video. They will continue. It'll just make it really tougher.
So you're
really tougher.
Pornography.
I am against it. Once I went to an award show and there was a bunch of Christians out there marching with their signs, and they said, you know, you should go to church. And I was offended by that. You know, I'm very religious. I have a lot of beliefs, you know, and I know that God knows what I'm doing, but I also know that He knows that I'm a good person. I'm not, you know, trash.
The porn issue is a lot like the gun control issue and the abortion issue. Everybody has their own opinions, but the fact is, you know, in a free society, you have to allow things, whether they're good or bad. Now, the bad thing about the industry, okay, now, porn is not something a person really should do because everybody who I've spoken to, you know, all the producers, you know, all your bosses, they said, I would never have my daughter do this. I would never have anybody, you know, my wife do something like that. They get these very angry reactions, every single one of them. You know, all the people that you know that I know. And so they're being rather hypocritical because they're putting you they're putting you in a role which they wouldn't want their own children to do. Okay, and that really bothers me a lot. That you know that hypocritical
in their
standard.
minds, they're not settled about it at all.
Sure, right.
They're very hypocritical.
And the thing is that okay. You've decided to do porn, that's going to be your life, okay? You know, I happen to like both of you, and I really wish you would, and I really wish you would do something else, but you've decided to do it. But since you've decided to do it, I think both of you should make the most money that you can possibly. And I remember when I was speaking to Angel about the Pink Ladies, and Pink Ladies is the best organization. Any woman who's in porn has to get involved in that organization. It's the best. They protect each other. I remember I was speaking to Angel, and Angel was telling me, what if you unionized? And you can't unionize.
No.
If Angel unionized porn, the women in porn, Angel would not be sitting here right now. She would be eliminated.
Yeah, because maybe I'll get an awful lot of support.
Eliminated, killed? What do you mean eliminated, killed?
Well,
as in physically dead?
As in out of the picture. We can say it that way and it sounds a lot nicer. You
as
know?
in physically dead?
Because, okay, it's just like Malcolm X speaking up for blacks and
so
know,
if you tried to organize...
This is a white-controlled business, okay? So if Angel would come out as a force to unionize, to give justice to the women who are not paid as much as they should be, especially black women, she would not be here right now. It would just be ended.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the way it is.
So what's the answer for blacks who want to get into this business, if they choose? And I'm on Roberto's side. I would say I wish you wouldn't.
I just think it's a nice place to visit. Don't live there. I mean, it's really...
But what's the answer? You're in the industry now. What about for the other people that... It seems to me that there's a long distance between Angel and Heather. What about all the in-betweens?
I don't know, because with all of my experiences that I've had and investigated, and I mean on my own, I've tried to see what I can do to change. So I have a real hard time saying, hey, go out and give it a try, or just be careful when you try. You know, I can't say anything.
Real quick, organized crime control the adult entertainment industry?
There's no real proven fact to any of that.
What do you think?
No comments.
What do you think?
I really couldn't tell you.
What do you think?
Well, it all depends who you speak to. It's sort of like when you talk about John Gotti being the head of the Gambino crime family, you have to use the word alleged. You can't prove it. I spoke to a lot of producers. They say, well, I know it's there. I don't like to think about it. I don't like to deal with it, but I know it's there. There is, and it was very funny. I was researching.
That's a good place to leave us. We're out of time.
Okay.
No comment, no comment. It depends on who you are. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
An interesting show. Until next week when you see us, may the good Lord bless you. Have a great week. Stand up, be counted, get involved.